So, welcome to Kim's Top 10 RPGs of All Time list. We've been talking about this for a while. We finally sat down. Kim went through all of the games.
It's been very hard.
It has been very tough for you,
There's
right?
so many RPGs I love.
I know. Kim was making lists and lists and going, this one, not this one. Oh, these have to be in.
And you'd be like, really? Like, yeah.
Yeah, but this is your list, and that's what's so important.
My list.
Yeah, this is your
My
list.
list.
And I'm looking forward to it. And we'll ask you guys, what are some of your favorite RPGs? What's your top 10? Let us know down below. And I just want to say that this video is sponsored by Atlas for Persona 5 Tactica, a brand new tactical role-playing game developed by P Studio and published by Sega Atlas. You take command of the Phantom Thieves of Hearts as they are transported to an alternate world overcome by war and oppression. You create an alliance with a band of freedom fighters known as the Rebel Corps to fight against the evil Legionnaires. Gameplay consists of a grid-based navigation, a weapon affinity series, turn-based combat, and classic mechanics such as persona summoning and fusion. And you know what that means? Yes, the Velvet Room is back. So fight your way through countless battles using numerous abilities and attacks and upgrade your character and personas along the way. Persona 5 Tactica comes out November 17th on Xbox, Series X, S, Xbox One, Windows, PC, PS4, PS5, and Nintendo Switch, and also on Steam. So before we begin, Kim had some honorable mentions. She's like, these games have to be
They have to be in there, but yeah. The first one is Ni no Kuni 2. This was fun.
Yeah.
This was a lot of fun. The open world in this game was amazing, and they had a lot of like different like tactics that you could do in here.
Right,
as
a lot of
well.
different ways to play the game. You could just play the RPG thing, and they had the skirmishes.
Yeah, I love that. That was so much fun. It's so like cute and unique.
Yeah, and I gotta say that I got a lot of people that I know, they're like, I don't particularly love the game, and you were the one person that loved this game.
I actually enjoyed it. It's different from the first one.
Yeah, of course
Yeah,
it is.
it's its own little thing, and I would love for them to continue on with the story.
I won't run away.
And my other honorable mention is, of course, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Torna. Oh, I love this. I wish this is what the game was with these two characters. It was just fun, and it was too quick.
Kim loved this game, I gotta say.
You were very surprised. Like, what is your obsession?
Yeah, no, like, and Kim said like outlandish things that this was your favorite game in the whole Xenoblade Chronicles series?
Yes, but it was just, it's this little side thing, so it's its own little beast, and I just enjoyed those two main characters. It really dived into who they were, and that's what drew me in. It kind of made the story itself for Xenoblade make sense.
Right.
But it's like, why couldn't they have just done this one? I think that's what it was. Why didn't you just do it with these characters?
Right.
So that was the thing with that one.
But that's okay. I mean, I'm still blown away, and I've mentioned it so many times on the show. I still need to play the game.
You do!
I know, it's on my bucket list. It's on my bucket list.
What else are you doing other than everything
I
else?
know, exactly. I will get to it.
All right, follow my lead.
Okay, and to start off my list at number 10 is Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition.
Oh yes, this is a big game. This is an awesome game.
I spent 170 hours in this game.
I can say that.
It's like around 9 months, to be honest, and it was like my first real open world.
Right.
To me, like it just kept going and going, and I loved it. I loved the exploration in this game. I loved all the monsters in this game, the characters, how you can change their outfits. Anytime an RPG has where you can change outfits and wear them in the game and in the cutscenes, loved it.
Yeah, I know.
Loved it.
Kim
I don't
did.
know, I get more involved.
Yeah, Kim's really involved in the sense that she does every single side mission as well.
Yeah, this one was just like ongoing. I think that's why I spent so much. And you're like, are you doing all of them? Like, yes.
And I don't want to
Yes,
say
I am.
like I'm not saying anything, but this game seemed to go on forever for you. Like I'm like, you're still playing this game is months and
I
months
think
and
our
months.
daughter was born in that time.
Yeah, I know. It transitioned into growing up, and you were still playing the game.
There is much to be done.
I think only the one thing that I didn't really get at the beginning was the combat.
Yeah, it's a
it
bit
took a
strange.
while
Yeah.
to get used to it, and when I did, it was just never ending.
Never ending. All of a sudden, you're like, hey, I totally like this. I know it's a bit jarring at first. You're like, how does this combat go? And then you get it, and it's awesome.
The future belongs to us.
So we're at number 9. What is your number 9 pick?
I know. I don't know why why you're so disappointed in
No,
this.
I'm not disappointed. I think of what it is. So all these RPGs, I'm there with
I
Kim,
know.
and she's playing them for so many hours.
Fantasy Life.
Yeah.
Come on, where's all my Fantasy Life people? There's gonna be a second one.
Yeah, I
Did you
know.
know?
I know.
Did
I
you
know.
know?
I tried to
There's
hide this
number
information
two.
from you. I'm just
And
joking.
when I found out, I'm like, yes.
I know.
I loved Fantasy Life. This was just, I was in it for I think 200 hours.
Yeah.
It was just ongoing because I had the need to finish every vocation.
Yeah.
And there was different things in there. You could be a cook, you could be a fisher, aside from like the mercenary thing that you usually get with other RPGs. And you could be somebody who does sewing. It was just, I had to finish it all. And of course there's character building in this game.
Yeah.
All that stuff. Are you just like, Kim?
No, but you know what? I actually really appreciate your love for the game and all that. It was so cutesy, and Kim is
Yes,
doing all the
charm,
jobs.
the charm in this game. I cannot wait for the second
I
one.
know, for the next one to come out and all of that. But Kim really got her money's worth and
I
then
did,
some.
I
And then
did.
I think you even did the DLC.
Yes, it was the one time like, oh, there's a DLC. And you're like, no.
Bye, Kim. Bye. And all that. No, I really appreciate that is on your list. It had to be for
Had
all
to
the
be.
amount of hours you put into it.
Okay, so number 8 on my list is Final Fantasy IX. Now, what's interesting about this is I remember when you gave it to me to play, and I was like, this is an older game.
Yeah.
I was very doubtful.
Right. And
I was. And
you're-
you were like, come on, you gotta keep trying. Like, I don't know if I can do this. And then all of a sudden, the storyline, the characters, Vivi is
Yeah.
probably one of my favorite characters of any RPG.
Oh, I
He's
know.
just so cute, so
I know.
so charmful, and just fun overall.
Yeah.
And this story, I was very, very happy and sad when it ended.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things I've even said. It's kind of like if Disney, the old Disney,
Yes.
did a Japanese RPG because it's got a lot of humor in there.
Humor and medieval.
The
Who
medieval.
doesn't love the medieval?
Yeah, and they got it right in there. It was a return to fantasy, and Final Fantasy IX for me is up there. I mean,
It must be,
Oh, it
right?
hits me in the heart there.
Yeah.
And Kim played it on the old Sony Wega TV.
Yes, I remember that. That was so much fun.
Yeah.
I really got to experience your experience.
Yeah, playing it back in the day when it first came out, and I was so happy when you loved the game and you enjoyed it as much as you did.
Yeah.
So it kind of warms my heart. So for number 7, we entered into the Persona series with
Persona 4.
Yeah, Persona 4. And let me say, I gotta say this behind the scenes, I really didn't know if Kim was gonna take to this game.
Me neither.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah.
Because it was a game I've never played
Yeah.
before. This was the first Persona series I ever played.
Yeah.
But it was the time restrictions. I was not used to that. So what, you go to school, it's like, hey, you go to school, but you can do a couple of activities, but then you have to go home.
Yeah.
You can't just go out and explore, which kind of made me go, oh, but I want to go look at things. And it was just, but it opened up,
Right.
which was fun. And I love the family aspect towards this. Of course, it was very dark, the storyline. That's what they love to do with the Personas.
Yeah, the Persona series is definitely, in Shin Megami Tensei series in general is like
Yes.
that and all that. But I was so blown away that Kim connected with all of the characters.
I did, yes. Like I really got involved with
Yeah.
them. And it was just wonderful, to be honest. And then there's the Velvet Room.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then I'm gone now
Yeah,
because now I'm creating all the other demons.
Yeah, and all that.
Personas.
And that was Kim's first forte into the Persona series.
Oh.
And yeah, I can believe how much you enjoyed it.
I'm glad it was a good introduction.
We have been expecting you.
Now, number 6, we're just going to say it, Shin Megami Tensei 5, right here. This was an amazing game. It came out.
Beautiful game.
Yeah, it came out a few years ago, and we both fell in love with
Both,
it. We both
yes.
did. But Kim
Oh.
played through the whole thing
Loved it.
and loved every second of it. What was it about this game that did it for you?
I think the character style for sure.
Yeah.
It kind of reminded me of Sailor Moon when he was changing, which I thought,
Oh
I
my
thought that was
God.
great.
Oh
I
my
know.
God, that's so funny.
But the demons in this
Yeah.
game were dark and scary. Of course, this series in general is dark.
Yeah.
And I do like that. It is a change up from my regular RPG like Dragon Quest and stuff.
Yeah, the happy stuff.
The happy stuff. Let's get into something eerie and creepy.
Yeah, and that
oh.
post-apocalyptic world was so bleak and downer and all of that. And that's the whole thing. There's the Shin Megami Tensei series in general, and then the Persona series was kind of an umbrella
Yeah.
onto the side from that. So it was interesting for Kim to dive into
Yes.
a full-on Shin Megami Tensei game.
Yeah.
And I didn't know. I'm like, is she gonna like this? I knew you like Persona, so I'm like, you might kind of like this, and it's kind of very similar, right?
Very
in a lot
similar,
of ways.
but it is like, it's just dark and awesome.
Yeah.
And I love this character. He looks so rad.
Oh,
Honestly, really cool.
I loved how you said rad.
Oh, yeah.
I know, for the blue hair, like
The blue
go-
hair and everything.
yeah.
And like, remember when he like, if I do like the speed button and I
Yeah.
could go down the hills
surf
and I
down?
could surf down, I'm like, John, this is amazing. My hair is flowy.
I know. And I know we use the term like it's dark, but
Yes.
it is, and that's what makes it so cool.
Yeah.
It's like a dark style of
Yeah.
Pokemon game. That's what the gameplay is kind of like.
And it's awesome. So we're at the halfway mark, and at number 5 is Dragon Quest XI. Wow, I was so excited when this game came
We were
out.
both really excited when this game came out, and we got the early review copy, and
did.
me and Kim were gunning it so
Yes.
hardcore to get through it, to be able to review it for the embargo. And
It's just so much, and it was so wonderful.
yeah, I mean, we between me and Kim, we both together finished all the Dragon Quest games separately.
Yeah.
We finished them all, and at this time, this was the latest game, and it's so cutesy, it's so
Oh,
beautiful.
The charm in it. Of
Yeah.
course, it's Dragon Quest. It has that. It had a lot of new monsters in this
It
one.
did, it always
I
does,
remember
yeah.
that, yeah. And what I really enjoyed about this, you go to the forge and you can create your own weapons.
That was a great new
That was
addition.
fun.
I love the horse, being able to run
The
around on
horse,
the horse.
yeah.
And just the beautifulness and the fantasy world setting of Dragon Quest is such a comfort zone. I always say it's such a comfort zone.
It is a comfort zone.
Yeah, and it's so great, and the new character designs and all of that, and it was just nice that we got another Dragon Quest game, and we're really waiting for another one to be coming out.
All right, so now we're gonna go to number 4, and this one is very dear to my heart. This is Dragon Quest number 9. Why is it dear to my heart? Because this was the first Dragon Quest game you ever gave me to play.
I remember.
I remember because you're like, I think you would really enjoy video games. I think this is where you go. And this was my first real introduction to RPGs.
That's crazy.
Was
eh?
this game right here. And what was so unique about this game was that you could go and enter somebody else's game together.
Yeah.
Wasn't that so much fun?
So yeah, Kim could play, like, was
Yeah.
playing the game on her own,
Yeah.
having that kind of experience and really enjoying it, and then we could team up
Team up
and
together.
hang out.
Yeah.
And that was the big selling points of that game at the time. I remember, getting together with like other friends. And
Yeah, just like a Pokemon Go, you guys can all get together, and this also brought everyone together.
Together, yeah.
Like in game stores and stuff, and I'd be like, what is this? And that's when you're like, okay, maybe I should tell her about it.
yeah, and I remember you coming over here playing it, and then heading home at that time.
Yeah, and I got into like the grinding, remember?
yeah.
So we would text back and forth. I found a secret area where you find like 2 red knights
Yeah.
with a heal slime, and you just keep grinding and grinding over and over, and we would text back saying, I'm level 75, no, I'm level 80, and
Yeah.
it was fun, and that's
Yeah.
what really started my Dragon Quest addiction.
I know. Who knew when you played that one that you would finish the entire
Entire
series?
series.
I know, it's amazing. Now, at number 3 was a 5th in the series, and one that I personally was really looking forward to playing. And I played the first bit of it, and that was from Persona 5.
Yes.
And then Kim came home from work, and she's like, Persona 5? I want to play this. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, I'll play it in a bit. I never played it again.
No.
Kim took over fully on it and
Totally.
all of that. And yeah, you love this game. This game was amazing.
Oh, it was wonderful. I love the colors,
Yeah.
the characters. Joker was amazing. You're back in the Velvet Room. Overall, amazing game. Characters, connections with everybody was wonderful.
Yeah.
Did not want it to end.
I know, this is one game that I gotta say has style within style.
Yes.
I mean, it's unbelievable, the menu system.
I was just gonna say the menu system in
Yeah.
itself was like a comic book.
Yeah, a comic book lending into the combat itself. It
Yeah.
was like,
oh yeah, that too. Yeah.
yeah, the design of everything that was in here was like, oh my god, they knocked it out of the park. There's been so many kind of versions of Persona 5 going on over the years, like Royal and stuff that would add more characters and things like that to it. But an unbelievable
and
game.
the music.
Oh yeah.
Remember the music?
Yeah,
Oh.
we got the vinyls in the other
yeah.
room and all of that, and the music is so charming, so incredible, so powerful, and so a moment in time from that game.
And then we go into number 2, and that is Dragon Quest VIII. Oh, this game was the first Dragon Quest that I played on a console.
Right.
It was, and I fell in love with the storyline. I remember crying at the end. And you're like, why are you getting so emotional? I'm like, because it's so beautiful. And it was over, and I didn't want it to end.
I feel like you. I didn't want this game to end.
No.
And I knew that you'd just done Dragon Quest 9, and I said, you know what, play this. I still recommend this game to everybody.
Oh, please, if you're going to do the Dragon Quest series, don't forget about this.
Yeah, you can play it on 3DS. There's that version as well, but we played it on PS2. I Kim played it on the TV. It was, as you said, your first console game.
It was my first console game.
And just the open world, the characters, the monsters, the music again. Everything is perfect with this game, isn't it?
It was, and I like I said, the story.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. You know, the main character, spoiler alert, gets with the princess, and that just got me.
Yeah, it's not a big deal to say that either. It's so sweet. A perfect addition to your list. This game had to be on there.
Had to be on there. Number 2.
Yeah. And drum roll, please. We are at the number 1 choice of Kim, and this one was a bit of a surprise because I bought this for her a little bit ago, and you went absolutely crazy with it. I won't say any more. Take it away, Kim.
That would be Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. This will be for my ever nostalgic game.
Yeah.
You know how you're nostalgic about everything else? Like, look at this stuff.
Yeah.
This will be always in my heart. And I think it's because, you know, as a kid, I read all the books. I was obsessed with all the movies. And for them to come out with a game that you felt like you were even like a part of that world, brought all that back. And every time this game came on, I kept saying, it's so beautiful, it's so gorgeous. And when you know it's about to end, you just don't want it to stop.
Yeah.
And I really hope they continue on with the series. It was just so much fun. The character building, the magic, the fighting demons or monsters and things like that. It was just overall brought me back to Hogwarts.
Yeah, and I'd walk in the room and Kim would be in heaven playing this game, and she's like, John, it's so magical.
Magical.
It's so magical. And Kim kind of like went back to being a kid again, playing this game, something that I've never seen with Kim playing any game. And then there was one day you're like, I think this is my favorite game of all time, RPG-wise. I'm like, what, really?
No way.
Wait, yeah, but you know what? It really made sense, and I'm not even a Harry Potter guy,
No.
but I could really appreciate it and live vicariously through your love of this game. And so when you said, yeah, this is your number 1, I was like, yeah, I can really understand that for sure.
So everyone, that is my top 10 list for my favorite RPGs of all time. Please remember, it is my list.
Yes.
Nobody else's list. Very much different from probably your list.
Definitely. But that's what's so awesome about you doing this list. These are your personal picks and things that moved you and games that you really enjoyed over time, and you got to talk about them
What a
today.
trip. What a trip to go down memory lane and revisit all these RPGs.
Yeah, so guys, tell us down below what are some of your favorite RPGs of all time. So anyways, guys, until next time.